All right, so we're here today. By the way, I'm Vince. This is DJ. If you don't know us, now you know us. We're here today to talk about my dunks and, of course, his dunks, and have a little fun with it.
So it's kind of weird for me to be sitting here right now doing this interview with you and just discussing like our dunks and us to be comparing, because when I was younger, like I looked up to you. So for me to be sitting in this chair next to you, just talking about this stuff, it's a little odd for me, and it's still surreal.
Now, you have to understand that there's going to be another generation watching you and emulating what you do, and I think that's the biggest compliment and the greatest feeling, I think, for me now to hear somebody say that. Because, you know, when you're younger, you're trying to establish yourself and dunk on everybody who jumps in the way or who's in the way, as you do. I'm going to do my best to help you kind of just take it to another level. You know, I watched a lot of film on guys dunking all the time, and you do your thing, for sure. So the first dunk we're going to look at is this man right here, DJ, third quarter against Orlando Magic, when you just took off. What were you thinking?
I think we came out of a timeout. Coach Fizz, he drew it up, because exactly the way that he said it was going to work out, that's exactly how it worked. Drew did in and out dribble, and they bid on it. My guy helped up a little bit. I went back door and just took off.
I can remember back in my time when a coach would draw up a play like that. You try not to give it away from excitement, because it's easy to do. Maybe for guys who know who you are, and you will start to experience this every time you walk out of a timeout. The first thing you'll say, watch him for the backdoor lob, watch him for the lob. And now this interview is going to really do that. It's going to take away a lot of your dunks because of it.
Like, even when I did the dunk, I knew it was crazy, but I didn't think it was going to blow up the way that it did. And a lot of times that's usually how it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will tell you this. We were in awe and amazement. I actually talked to Jeff Green. He said, I remember turning around. He said he didn't see you there. And then he said he looked to the left. He didn't see you there. Then he said he looked up. He saw you up there. So that was pretty cool. So what we got next?
We got one of my plays from last year when I was in the D-League. I was actually playing with the Grizzlies, D-League affiliate. And the play kind of caught me off guard because I didn't expect to get the ball. But before the game, like we were in warm-up, James Ennis came up to me. He was like, I'm going to get you a highlight today. And you know, guys always say stuff like that, just messing with you. But in that particular situation, he got me a highlight, and that dunk went viral. See, when Drew threw James to behind the back, I thought he was just gonna go lay it up, and then he just put it in the air.
I remember I used to tell people, and I'm sure you tell them the same thing. It's like, I just say throw it. Just throw it anywhere, and I'll take care of the rest.
Exactly.
Put the ball in it's anywhere in the area, and we can finish it from there. You know, I always tell them, don't be afraid. Regardless if you throw it too high, I'm gonna try. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm gonna try, and because that makes the best highlight. Bad passes that you go get, that maybe you didn't think you can get, but if you try it, you never know. And I feel like that's where some of my better highlights, my alley-oops, have come from. All right, so we've seen it, two great ones. What's the next one?
I didn't think it was gonna be that crazy, but one of my teammates, he told me I had to do something a little different, because you know, you always see the two-hand flushes or the lobs and stuff like that, but they said they wanted me to put a little something on it. I said, okay, if I get a steal, I got you. See, a lot of times guys get away with the windmills. See, I need full extension.
Now, hey, I just had this conversation with people just 2 nights ago about, I said there's guys who windmill and the guys who paper mill. So guys who do the windmill and they kind of half bend the arm and then dunk it, they say, oh, I did a windmill. That's just enough to blow a little paper off the table. That's a paper mill. When you fully extend, that's a windmill. I mean, you going full extension, and that's. I mean, I watch people dunk, and I'm a fan of people dunking and everything, and I watch for extension. That's when that's a real windmill. I mean, that's when you're putting some difficulty on a dunk, which we make look easy. Everybody who watches is like, man, he did that so easy, until they go up there and try it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And then you get up there and you're like, oh man, I can't get around fast enough. But you just do it so easy, it's graceful. Because there's a lot of people who dunk and they dunk with aggression, but it's not graceful. So sometimes I'll look at him like, oh man, it was cool, but it was just like he rushed through it. You didn't look like you rushed through that. Like right here, you slowing down. You can tell right here, full extension, still running in the air, and just unload. I mean, that's what it's all about. Like, I mean, that's what I call a windmill right there.
Yeah. So all that stuff that we just showed you guys, that was just child's play. That was my stuff. Now we're about to get to the real legendary moments. The greatest Vince Carter moments. You know, this might be my favorite dunk of you. You were going to the lane, Alonzo Mourning comes out, and you just put your body out there. You collide with them,
Right.
but then you just extend and just put them in the basket. Like, how did that feel?
Early in the game, simple like baseline dunk on him. 2 plays later, Richard Jefferson comes baseline under the rim, dunk on him. So at halftime, I'm sitting there talking to him like, hey man, Zoe not gonna let us dunk on him anymore. I said, the only way we'll ever to pull this off is that you'd have to hit him, take the blow, and dunk it. I promise you that was the conversation that we talked about at halftime. Come out in the third quarter, that is what happened. I just remember going around my back and there again, take that 1 dribble, 2 dribble, and Zoe's kind of like, he has his leg cocked like, I'm waiting on you, I'm gonna meet you at the rim. But my momentum was going towards the rim. I got up in the air and I didn't go up, I went towards the rim to him for that matter, because in my mind we had already talked about, hey, he's gonna foul us hard anyway. So I was kind of preparing for the blow. When we hit, he propelled me up higher. So I'm looking at the rim like, it's like right here. It's like, here's the rim. So I'm just like, don't miss this. This is the one. This is the highlight of the year. Don't miss this. And I just made sure I kind of threw it through. I mean, I felt like I could have dunked it harder, but I didn't want to miss it just because I was trying to tear the rim down. So I just hit him. I just remember going up and just like, ugh. And that was, and then I looked down, he falls back, and I was like, oh man, you couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me nothing for a week.
Nah, it's funny sitting here because you saying you just tried to throw it in, you don't want to dunk it too hard. But it's like, even if you look at the video, it looks like you dunked it hard, aggressive, and everything.
I hope you go through this. Sometimes when you be up there, you think of things. I mean, when you look at it live, it's like it happens so fast.
But it goes in slow motion when you get in the air.
All right, because I didn't think I was the only weirdo. But I was up there, I was thinking, like, let me say, I hit him. I'm looking at the rim, I'm like, oh man, nah, don't miss this. Just at that time, man, I used to dunk the ball with aggression. Like I had anger issue internally sometimes when I would dunk the ball, just for, I don't know why, just because. But at this point, I was just like, man, you can't miss this. Just don't miss this. And the rest was history.
Judging from this clip, you still got a lot of youth in those legs.
Man, not like old times, but like old times. It's not about going up, it's about coming down when you get older. Your knees and your ankles and your back, all that stuff start to hurt. So I just try to be smart about it. But it was like a situation where it's like, probably caught him slipping, thinking that, oh, he's just gonna go lay it up, let me just go casually block it. But when I got close enough, you could see in his face, he's like, nah, he's coming with a little aggression, let me go try to block it. And the rest was history.
Yeah, it was too late by then.
Too late. It was a good feeling for me just because, you know, I'm older than like these young guys let me dunk on them. Sort of how it happened with Alonzo and TA with the sunglasses. He had got poked in the eye. Okay. So he said the light was too much, so he was wearing sunglasses. And that's where the whole sunglasses thing came up.
Those were the best shades that he could find? Because those, you know, I don't know if those would have been my preference.
Agreed. He said it went with the outfit.
So here we got Vince's last dunk, last clip, the 2000 dunk contest.
It's one of the greatest moments of my life. I mean, it's like you said, like we said earlier, it's just something I wanted to do, just to show the people my ability. But I didn't want to get put in that box. I mean, it was a dream of mine to actually just not only be in the NBA to participate in the dunk contest, but you know, I wanted to give them a show and kind of move on from it. And this is what happened.
Here is the man that this crowd wants to see. Here is Vince Carter with his first stop.
I had a original routine that I was going to do of dunks, and I kind of scrapped that and went into this freestyle mode and just kind of whatever I could come up with.
See, it's like you look at a lot of these dunks and people don't understand. It's like he's really so high that he's not barely dunking the basketball. He's so high, he's throwing the ball in. And like even on that dunk right there where you stuck your arm in.
If you look at the end where I was holding on for dear life. That was my first time actually trying that. I'd never done that in my life. I thought of it right then, and the result came out perfect.
Your between the legs dunk, that was the first time you ever tried that one too,
yes.
Wasn't it?
I saw in East Bay, in magazine, for the jump shoot, they had a guy in the air with the ball between his legs. I happened to see it in a magazine, flipping through the pages. And they told us that we had to use a teammate. I didn't know what to do. I mean, if everybody was just doing a typical drop the ball, bounce the ball, gotta go up there and windmill, or jumped. I mean, everybody had done it, so it was like, I saw that, let me try it. I had never done that before. I didn't even practice with T-Mac. We got to the dunk contest late, so we didn't get a chance to really practice. And so I had to think of kind of where I wanted to start, how high I wanted to bounce. I don't know if you remember the contest, but the first go, that was kind of my practice run. He bounced it. I just jumped in the air just to see what was the right height. I probably could have made the dunk the first time, but I wanted to use it to practice because in my mind, as I'm sure you're the same way, I hate missing dunks. Hate it. And in the dunk contest, I wanted to be flawless. This was my moment. If I'm gonna be on the big stage, be flawless. So I didn't want to miss, so I used that as a practice. That's why I didn't kind of go through the whole thing. I just wanted to get the right height, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I was nervous because I'm really going on the fly now. But that night, for some reason, I saw 19,000 people in there. I was just like, oh Lord, I'm on another level right now. So I saw these people, I was like, this is it. I wanted to be memorable, and it worked out.
Yeah, I was about
Thank
to say
goodness.
that.
It worked out.
It was, yeah, for sure.
Great to sit here and talk with somebody who thinks like I think when we're in the air. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation, the videos, the trip down memory lane. I guarantee you're gonna see a few more from me and a lot more from him. So stay tuned. What do you gotta say to the people?
Nothing. It's just been an honor for me to be here with you, just talking about like all these crazy dunks and just about our athleticism and just sharing our stories in a way.
Absolutely.
You were my favorite player growing up. You've been helping me a lot through training camp, just giving me advice and giving me tips. So, I mean, you were helping me then, you're still helping me now, and I just appreciate you.
Oh, man.